Hi, I'm Angie. Welcome back to my channel. What have I been up to? Well, I'm gonna show you a little bit of what I've been up to. So this is a piece of holographic paper, if you will, that I got from a company called Little Windows. And I am going to first clean it off. Well, geez, what is that? Okay, so I'm gonna put some awesome shapes on it. So let's start there. I got my heat gun. Yes, I've had this for probably a year, but I just started using it today. I thought I'd share it with you. Now watch how cool. Can you see what it's doing? So this basically, this piece of cellophane, and I'm on a silicone mat, so I won't burn the mat, so let's not worry about that part. Now this just basically crinkles it in certain areas and brings out the multitude of colors in the actual piece of holographic paper, if you will. I don't want to call it paper, it's really not, it's more like cellophane, but I do have my heat gun on low so that I don't burn it. I don't want to burn a hole through it. I don't want to scorch it. I just want to kind of give it some crinkly character and bring out some of the colors. And this technique is something I've recently learned, and I just blew it away. Recently learned, but can you see how absolutely awesome that is? Look at that, look at those colors. So then what I'm doing with it is I will cut it out. I have my molds here. I'm gonna order some more different shapes, some cabochons and whatnot, because this is what I've been using lately. I'll show you a couple of my pieces I have made. This one, can you see all the colors in that? Which is different from this one. My background colors are different. This one I call Galaxy because it kind of looks like a planet and stars and stuff like that in the back. This kind of looks like I don't know, it looks like a grouchy face to me. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I didn't intend for that to happen, but that's how it came out. And then I got this one. This one's really cool too. This one's kind of a reddish. I got, I think, 12 sheets from Little Windows, and they're all different. Each sheet is different, and each sheet reacts different, and then will ultimately show up differently. So we're gonna take one of our shapes. I guess the easiest to do would probably be to do the square, although I've done 2 squares, so or 3 squares. So let's actually do a circle. I've got one oval, but I'm not really too keen on what it looks like. I did have to get some cuticle scissors so that I could cut this a little easier than regular scissors because they weren't working for me. So I just basically find a little section, cut it out, and then I want to cut it to fit in that whatever shape it is I'm putting it in. Obviously, I mean, that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? I do have to have an allowance for the little peg to where I would be hanging or putting the hook through to hang this on a necklace, because that's kind of what I've been doing, is really just making some necklace charms. I believe I'm gonna start an Etsy store. I think I said that before, but just reiterating. Still gotta keep trimming. See how it's still a little too big for my circle there. You want it to fit. I mean, it can have a little overlap on the sides, but You want it to pretty much just sit down in there so that it's not creeping up the sides and whatnot while you're trying to get it in there. So that's pretty close. I'm gonna cut a notch out for the little stem thing there. If you hear a clanking noise in the background, that would be my daughter making some chocolate milk or something. Trying to stir her chocolate in. That needs to be a little bit more. And we all understand that chocolate milk stuff. Alright, let's see how that looks. Alright, that's pretty darn close. So, let's move our excess out of the way here. There's that sheet again, if anybody wants to see it. So pretty. Look at all those colors. Oh, I am just in love with this. So that fits. See how that fits in there? I don't know if you can see it good enough, but so then what we want to do, pop it back out, is we're going to need to put a layer of resin in there. So we get our Let's Resin, our UV resin, Let's Resin, UV resin, yes, Let's Resin, UV resin, hard type. That's what I've been using to make these. So we're going to put a small layer in here. I'll get my handy dandy stick here just to make sure we get it into all sections and make it just kind of smooth across the bottom. So we're doing our best to not have any bubbles, to cover all the area, at least the bottom part at this point. Pop any bubbles. I do use my torch for this part too. I could use my heat gun, but torch is easier. Okay, I got that filled. I'm going to put this in there. And because it's see-through, you can see if you've got any bubbles pretty much. So, well, I don't want to use that one. That kind of keeps flopping out at me. Anyway, I'm going to just kind of poke it into place here with my little dowel. And sometimes if it does not fully fit in here, or if one edge is folded up or something, I will just hold it down with this point and see how you can see that that's all in there. Oh, I do have a big bubble down here. I will hold it with the point of that while it's curing under the UV light. So let's check it for bubbles. Oh, there's still one here. Sometimes they can be a little gnarly. The bubbles can be a little annoying. Still see some. But you do your best to get them out so that they don't destroy your, you know, your whole artwork here. That is pretty darn close. So we're going to go ahead and put the light on that. I'm going to give it 90 seconds, although actually let's just give it 60 seconds. So we just cure it for 60 seconds. I am wearing one that I made today as well. See, I put it on a ribbon. This is a pink one, and this one actually has like a frosted pink back. I've found that using my mica powders for the backing of these actually works a lot better than the liquid dyes I was using for all of my other ones, although I made a ton of other ones. But using the mica powders actually I think is much cooler, and they're less sticky. I use mica powders for both of those colors. I only have 4 colors of mica powders, but when I use the colors, the liquid dye colors that are technically for UV resin, they say sometimes my final product will be sticky. And I had to find out ways to fix that, which I did, but still kind of annoying. Okay, there it is. That's the front. So we're gonna throw another coat of clear on that, cure it for another 60 seconds. And this is so fast and easy, and fun, because you kind of don't know what it's going to look like until you get your back color on, which I've been using white, silver, and black, or a combination of them mixed together. So let's put this under here for 90 seconds and get that cured. And then we're going to put this color on the back. Actually may need to add a little more mica powder, a little more black. So we're going to need a little more of our resin, maybe a little more than that, and a little more of our black mica powder. It only takes just a dab. And then quick close it up before you dump it, like I did earlier with the diamond dust. That went all over my work area here. So I had to kind of scoop all that back in. So, okay, so then we're just gonna mix that up. This black is a metallic black, which I like. Although long term, I will probably order a bunch more mica powders that don't have metallics in them, because everybody probably doesn't like metallics. I do. I like anything sparkly or glittery, but not everybody does. Okay, see, there's some bubbles in there too. So once we pour this, we'll let it sit for just oh, hello. We'll let it sit for some mica powder. It's a little messy. We'll let it sit for just a little while, and then hopefully some of the, yeah, that fell off. Hopefully some of the bubbles will come to the top, and then we won't have to worry about them being in our actual project. So here we go. That's how it looks now. It's got basically one layer underneath, one layer on top. That is cured. It's dry. I do like to do it from the opposite side as well, just to make sure that the opposite side is cured before I add the black to it. That way we don't come out with a sticky kind of mess, which does happen sometimes. So we're gonna do just a tiny cleanup while that's going on, which we use a lot of alcohol in the resin process for cleanup. If we get sticky, if there's sticky anywhere, we clean up with just isopropyl alcohol. Walmart brand works fine. It doesn't work for already cured. That I'm gonna have to pick off, so good times. Okay, let's put that up. I just wanted to really clean that off. Okay. That should be almost done, and then we're going to put the black on, and then we'll pop it out, and we'll get a good look at it. I think I need to reattach my Dremel to the power back here while we're doing that. Okay, here we are. That's done. So let's put our back color on, because this is the back of the charm, if you will. So we're just pouring that into our mold. Oh, it's such a pretty color. It's silvery, black and silvery. I don't know if you guys can see that, but black and silvery. Make sure it gets into all the nooks and crannies, because once it sets, that's solid. So we don't want it to. We'll make sure we use it all here. And then I usually put a clear coat over the back as well as sometimes the front, depending on how the front comes out. If the front comes out and it looks like it needs a coat of clear, then we do a coat of clear. Sometimes I'll do a design in it just to make it look, I don't know, not boring. Okay, I'm gonna hit it with a torch. Okay, we don't want to hear it too much. There's a little bit of smoke, but it's okay. Actually, let's put our design back in because I kind of destroyed that with the torch. Okay, now let's give it 150 seconds. We'll give it a little bit of time. Now, this is what's left over from the diamond dust I was working with earlier. So what I do with these is you can just put this little cup if you don't want to make more and add more resin and more diamond dust. You can put it under the UV lamp and cure it and then just pick it out in one whole big piece, you know, or how many ever pieces it comes out in, and that's fun. It's loads of fun. Well, not loads, but it's fun. I think what I need to do with these is put some epoxy or put some resin on them and cure it under the light so they don't come apart. Or maybe find a different way to bezel them. I was looking at some other types of, they make like little bezels that you can glue onto the back. That wouldn't work for these types because they all have a little hole in them, but I can do it for the next group that I make, the cabochon types, because they don't have a hole, and I made sure that I ordered the kind that don't have holes because I don't want to have to use these. Although there's nothing bad about it. I got plenty of them. It's just I wanted to try a different type, and I think that would look sharp as well. So that's almost done. Almost done curing. It does get pretty warm while it's curing. Not super hot, not hot to the touch, but it does get warm. And then you want to let it cool for, you know, just a couple minutes so that it's not pliable, because it's still semi-pliable while it's still warm. Depending on the piece, I guess, it depends on how long it takes. Some I do designs, some I do, I mean, I made this one on a tin foil. I mean, how funny is that? How cool is that though? I mean, would you wear that? I don't know. Would anybody wear that? Why not? It's different, it's silver. Okay, that is cured. That is the, hello, there it is. That's the back. What I normally do is add a coat of clear to that, just because it's still in the mold and it's easier to keep it all in one area while it's curing, and I don't have to worry about it falling off the edges and that kind of thing while it's still in the mold. Although I like I said, I do put some on the front and whatnot if I need to. We'll cure that, and then we're gonna pop it out so we can see what it looks like. Pretty excited. What do you guys think? Has anybody tried this since I did my other one? Well, I mean, the other one was the shell one, the shell one that I did. That was fun. But since I got these holographic pages from little windows, I've just been head over heels in love with them, and the effect, I mean, look at that. Look at the effect, and that's so glittery on the back. That's like the silver and probably a little bit of the diamond dust mixed together. Look at it from the side. Like, can you see from the side? It's kind of cool. Like layered effect. I don't know, it just looks neat. And they're so much fun to make, and they're so unique. Like each one, like everything I've made, each thing is like a very unique piece and just so much fun to make and create. And oh yeah, that's almost done. Almost done, almost done, almost done. Can't wait to pop it out. All right. That is cured, but it's still warm. So we're gonna let it cool for just a minute. Got all kinds of little pieces here. I should probably save them, so if I need them, like when I do the squares, I'll cut it to here usually, and then put another strip along here of the same color of, I don't know what they're called. Here's their brochure. littlewindows.com. little-windows.com. All kinds of fun stuff. Ugh. Like the possibilities are endless. I think I said that before. Okay. See the back? That is pretty cool. Can you see the shimmery? Yeah. Let's pop that out. And let's take a look at it. Look at that. Look at those colors and that design. So beautiful. Shiny, sparkly. Now I want to use my Dremel. I usually go around the edges, because see how the edges are rough from the mold? I usually will go over the edges with my Dremel. And then a lot of times I will put another coat on the back, just because I don't like to leave a raw edge like that, or you know, a sanded edge, because I like it to look finished and pretty. And I always go over the hole, because that gets built up around the, you know, the resin gets built up around the hole. And I like to smooth that part out too. So pretty. I mean, really. I don't mean to brag on my stuff. Well, yes, I do, because that's really pretty. I have been working on a poem today, and this one's kind of a funny one, so I should be able to finish that either tonight or tomorrow, and I will be sharing that with you guys very soon, because I have been working on it. I mean, I had the idea for it like a couple weeks ago, but all right. So that's filed down. Then we'll go ahead and resin that, because I like to have that looking all nice and oh, those colors are so pretty on the back. The mixture of the black and well, the black is sparkly anyway, but it's a mixture of the black, and I believe there's some diamond dust in there as well, or maybe silver. I know it's a metallic black, but I think there's got to be some silver in there too, because it doesn't look all black. Very cool. And then we'll cure that, and then we'll be done. All we gotta do is put our loop through it. Well, let's torch it, just in case there's any bubbles, because you know those bubbles, they can get pretty nasty. That is almost done. I was using my torch for our thing here, but it didn't make half of the coolness. It kind of shrunk it up more than anything. But that heat gun really, really makes it cool. It almost looks like a tree, like with the branches and with like a cool background. I don't know, I just love it. And then what you can create with it is just absolutely endless. Like this one that came out really blue is really one of my favorites. I'm gonna have to find that that page, because I think that's the first one I made, and I was like, oh, I'm in love. Because as you can see, you know, some are green, some are blue, some are pink, some are red, all different. That is done. Done. Look at that. Down on the back. Very cool, nice and shiny. Shiny and pretty. Well, that's all I got. That's UV resin. Work fast with it. You don't have to wait 24 hours. And it cures. I'm probably gonna get a new one. A new lamp, maybe one that is bigger and has more little beads. I guess they call it beads. That way I can do more at once. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it, and I hope you have a wonderful, what's tomorrow? Well, today's Wednesday, but I probably won't post it till tomorrow, Thursday. So happy Thursday, and I love you guys, and we will see you in the next one, hopefully with the new poem I wrote. Be on the lookout for it. If you like what you've been watching, please consider subscribing to my channel. You're always welcome, and I'm so happy that I have 80-something followers at this point. I haven't looked today, but it was 84 the last time I looked. And I'm so appreciative of that. I just love you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for learning with me. Thank you for growing with me. And we will see you in the next one.